Hello guys, welcome to my second sketchbook tour of the channel. This is another little book that I got from Artbox in London, and I started this one on the 23rd of September. Alright, starting us off, we have my favorite dog on Instagram at the moment, and then just a bunch of like scrappy doodles just to get the scares of the first page over and done with. I didn't feel fully warmed up, so the next page there are a few pictures that I copied from Pinterest that I'll point out just so that there's clarity over what's mine and what I've copied. This fish one I copied, I couldn't find the artist's name, and then same with the girl up in the left here. All the others are from my own imagination, and I had warmed up and felt quite inspired by the second page, so I was able to come up with my own poses and drawings. Sometimes it just takes a little bit of, finding the right picture to either copy or take aspects from to just spark your own imagination if it's been a hot minute since you drew. Ideally, I like to copy from a photo, so then that way the drawing is my own. Like this one's from a photo of an old man, and then these are actually from an old Renaissance painting. These are from a photo. This is from real life, from my Tamagotchi, which I'm still hesitant to restart because after killing 3 of them in a row, it's not looking good for me as a Tamagotchi mom. An interest of mine that sparked from my first drawing book is doing these little houses in the middle of nowhere. You'll see they crop up quite a lot in my drawings now because I just find them so satisfying. This one, so we're actually in October now, so there was a hot minute between starting this book and getting to, the 3rd or 4th page. The only reason I remember this is October is the pumpkin and then a lot of winter, oh no, not even, it's the Peachtober list. So that's how I remember I'm in October. A couple of these, if you've watched my Peachtober videos like this one, did become the final piece. Some of these other ones were just drawing different ideas of what I could do for the prompt. Here you'll see a couple that didn't get used, but a couple that did, like the pigeon and the lemon got used. I'd like to point out that doll in the museum looked exactly like that. I didn't even make it cartoony. That's exactly what she looked like, and she was a little queen. But this was a day I took myself to the museum, and I looked around the galleries all afternoon and drew a few bits and pieces. I will say I thought I would find it more relaxing. I found it quite stressful drawing around people because a lot came over and like chatted to me or looked at what I was drawing, and it wasn't my best stuff, so then I felt too self-conscious. So I didn't actually draw that much. Here we have some more Peachtober sketches that became final pieces. A lot more houses, as you can see. This one was going to be the Moss Cottage, but I actually made it a little different when it came to the final piece. This one is where I really feel that winter began. I don't know what happened, but it was just a freezing cold day. The photos I was looking at of people were all rugged up, and then Merman House came up, and I freaking love it. I don't know how many of you were obsessed with Chris Sanders at one point as well, but he did the concept art for Lilo and Stitch, and I was obsessed with him for so long. Something brought him back into my mind, which is why I had copied one of his pictures. Here we really can't miss that autumn has begun. And I was getting in the spooky mood. I liked these old rugged up costume designs and photos. I was getting a lot of people wearing layered clothes, which I love to wear and I love to draw. As you could probably guess, this one is a copy from Pinterest. I love their style, and I just couldn't help but recreate that drawing. This is my room, how my desk is laid out. Me on my phone, always. Really got to get better at not being on that. This one is hard to see, but it's from a landscape picture that I'll show. I want to turn it into maybe like a summer print or something. And then these are just some other bits and bobs. I was on a bit of a roll, and so I think I drew like 5 of these pages in one sitting. I was just really feeling it. Feeling the spooky vibe still clearly, and yeah, some sceneries I'm really getting into. I need to get better at painting them because that's where I find I struggle, but sketching them, I really enjoy it. And then this page is where I had created the design for my little clay creation, which is meant to be like a calendar, but made his mouth way too deep. But you can watch the YouTube on how I made this up in the right-hand corner. This page, I hadn't done a big spread in ages, and I also hadn't done a straight pen drawing. So I really liked how this one turned out. Super basic, but I like the concept a lot. This one is a copy of a old master's painting, which is The Hesitant Fiancé. She gives such attitude. If you look at the original painting, I love her. She's so funny, but rip to her, I guess. This page really highlights my obsession with Appalachia. I find the history of the place so interesting, both with the indigenous people living there and then the Scottish and Irish that moved over and all how that played out. I've been listening to a lot of podcasts on it and I find it very interesting. Oopsies. But I also really love the folklore around it and the scary, airy stories you hear of people who have done the trail. So there's a couple of sketches kind of based on that, I guess. I love this page. I think it's so cute. It's all basically me. This was me deciding what to pack for Norway. There's some boys. There's me trying not to slip on the ice in Norway. This is me and my partner when he freaking farts on me. Gross. But I really like this page. I find it really cute and really fun to look at. This page I also really enjoy. It's not as busy, which I prefer when I've really crammed heaps into the page, but that's no problem. I'm working on this little bit of art for a friend. Don't ask me why he wants the Pope in a swimming pool. And then I came across this outfit on Pinterest, so I drew it in a little cartoony style. Very cat vibes, obviously, but it's good. Thinking and hearing so much about the trail and hiking, we have, well, there's some old ladies on the beach, but we have some girls out in the mountains and on a hike, and another little house by itself in the middle of nowhere. And then more kind of scary vibes because the podcast, there are some stories of these hikes that people, I don't know how they survive. Also, can you tell the tax man emailed me? Freaking out. If I recall correctly, this page I kind of was struggling with. I was dealing with a lot. I was getting a lot of information on world events coming through. I just was feeling so... I just didn't know what to do with myself. So yeah, it's very scratchy. The baby's kind of cute. But you know, I just, the brain wasn't working, and so that page is a bit of a write-off. After, I think it was like a couple of days, if not a week, my birthday came around. I was feeling inspired again. I watched Blue Eyed Samurai. If you haven't watched this show, highly recommend. It is so well done. I think it's a French animation company that created it, and it's gorgeous, like amazing animation style and story. These are some other bits and bobs. I was starting to get it back in the groove again. I really like this fish, man. I want to turn that into like a bookmark or something. And obviously, as we're heading further into winter now, the cold is on my mind constantly. And so that's what all this is about, a little comic about myself freezing my butt off, but then always having the option to travel to Europe and find a warmer weather, which I can't afford, but dreams are free. This page is very medieval, it turned out, but I love drawing bears, and I love drawing medieval clothing and like castles and stuff. It's always been a favorite. This page, the couple was based on a photo I saw, another little bear having a swim, townhouse, practicing architecture a bit more, and then the final little picture of a shepherd and his sheep. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching.